Hello children, I'm Monisha. Today we are going to see an interesting topic called life cycle of a flowering plant. The major part of a flowering plant are germination of seeds, that is your growth, flowering, reproduction, that is the reproduction part will comes under pollination, and seed formation and seed spreading. Every seed has a minute plant called embryo. Children, here you are going to learn about how the life cycle of a flowering plant looks like. In this, the first part you can see is a fruit that bears a seed. So, under a favorable conditions like sun, water and soil, embryo grows into a new plant, that will be your young plant. So after that, the plant has to get into the next stage, that is your mature stage of a plant. When a plant gets into this stage, it starts bearing your flower. After the flower that blooms off, the pollination takes place here, and here you will have the fruits that it can bear. Now, this cycle is continuous forming of the life cycle of a flowering plant. As you can see, seed, and next you will have a young plant, a mature plant, and a flower, and the fruits that bears in that plant. Children, here under this topic, we are going to discuss about two main parts, that is your dispersible of seed and your germination of seeds. Now, under dispersible of seeds, the spreading of seeds from one place to another with the help of agents like air, water, animal and bird is known as dispersible of seeds. Can you understand now? So what is the meaning of dispersible of seeds? So the meaning of dispersible of seeds is nothing but the seeds are being spread from one place to another with the help of agents like air, that is your wind, water, animals, birds and self method and so on. Children, a single plant produces a large number of seeds. If all the seeds fall directly under the parent plant, the seedlings would have to compete for space, water, oxygen, minerals and sunlight. When the seedlings are grouped together in one place, they are easily destroyed by the grazing animals. Like for example, the animals like cow, deer and so on. So, but the nature but by the nature, the seeds and the flowers of the plants are distributed far and wide from various agencies. So the agencies are nothing but wind, water, animal, birds and your self method. Children, so as you can see, we are going under the dispersible of seeds, we are going to discuss this 5 topics. So let us see the first one, dispersible by wind. The dispersible by wind is also called as anemochory. The seeds which are smaller and lighter, so when a seed is very light and it floats in the air over a long distance. Some of them produced by hairs and a membranous wings like structure, so they are carried out easily. So for example, a cotton seed and a drumstick. Next one, we are going to see about the dispersal by animals, that is zoochory. Some fruits have hooks, spines, bristles and stiff hair, etc. So the outer coat will be like a thorny one. What happens is see, you can see the cows are gazing here. Can you see, children? Yeah, the cows are gazing here. What happens is it sticks to the cows, that furry coat over there, or the skins of some animals, and they are carried out from one place to another. Okay children, so the examples are xanthium. So you can see some of the seeds that have been spread by this method. So this is called zoochory. So next method is called dispersible by water. Okay, you might think how the water acts in this way. As you can see, some coconut trees that is nearer to your beach area, that is it is very nearer to your ocean. So when the seeds are fallen in the ocean, that is the fruits, just count it in your mind that I am talking about a coconut. Okay, coconut. So the fruits which are dispersed by water have outer coat modified to enable them to float. So it has to float in a water. It will float in a water. So that middle part, that part is called as mesocarp of a coconut is fibrous and it is easily carried away by the water. So it reaches to different parts of a plant. So when it reaches to an island, like small island, where the plant goes, you can see it uses your that fibrous coating shell to move from one place to another, and there it will go and reach to the sandy area, and you will have a new plant. Examples are lotus and coconut. Okay, students, now our third part of dispersible by seeds, we are going to see an important person here. Those are birds. Children, when you see a bird, you can see it will be just sitting and biting some of the fruits like tomatoes, guava, and what happens is the seeds are along with the edible portion. You can see some guava has inside small tiny seeds. So along with that edible portion, it eats inside and it excretes later in a different part of an area. These seeds, no, it is protected by the digestive juice and by their seed coat. So that seed coats will be so hard enough to protect itself. So this is called as dispersal by seeds. So dispersal of seeds by your birds. Okay, students, so this is your bird. So next one, let us move on to the self-dispersible method. This is called as autochory. So autochory is nothing but some fruits disperse their seeds in the wind through an explosive mechanisms, like it just breaks out, and what it does is you can see how the seeds are just spreading out. So in this way it just breaks out. So for examples of this is you can say lady's finger and balsam. So, as you can see, children, we have discussed 5 topics. So, the self-dispersible of seed method is goes on. Okay, children. So, our first part is over now. Shall we move on to the second part? So, today we are going to learn 2 parts. One is dispersible of seed, and another one is germination of seeds. So, shall we move on to the next part, children? Okay. The germination of seeds. A seed is a fertile ovule. It consists of embryo. See here. So this is your embryo. The food materials which are protected by the seed coat. See here. This is your seed coat. Where the food materials are protected. See, children, during a favorable condition, the seed germinates and give rises to a new sibling, right? It is giving a new plant. So, new sibling is nothing but it giving a new plant. So, you can just think of where all this foods it can gather from. So, the food that it needs to grow, that the food required for its growth is from its cotyledons. We have learnt about the cotyledons in the previous video. After the food stored in the cotyledon has been used up, so all the food it will consume and it will use up, and what happens is the seedling absorbs water and nutrients from the soil. So after that, what happens? It develops leaves and they are called foliage leaves. Children, as you can see, it consumes all the nutrients from the soil. Okay. The important thing I wanted to talk about here is your plant is being divided in 2 types. That means 2 parts. The first part is your shoot system and next one is your root system. The shoot system consists of leaves, stem and so on. The root system consists of your roots. So the roots are being divided in 2 types. They are their taproot system and your fibrous root system. So you have 2 systems under your roots and the shoot system. Oh, when I ask you a question, what are the parts of a plant, you have to explain me this. Okay, not that flower, the petal and so on. You have to explain me the 2 parts, that is your shoot system and your root system. Okay, children. As you can see, we have discussed 2 parts here. One is our Can you guess? The first one is our dispersible of seeds and our second one is our germinating of seeds. Children, as we have discussed this one, you have to be very aware of your exercises. I want you to do your exercises as well. So, in the second part of the question, I have asked a hidden question and I want you to find the question and answer tomorrow. Okay, children. Thank you. And it is Monisha signing off.